My beloved child, stop scrolling for a moment and listen carefully. Do not skip this message. Stay until the end because what you are about to hear may completely change the way you see a situation that has been on your mind. Imagine this for a moment. Someone you care about has been spending time with someone new. At first, it seems ordinary. Nothing unusual. Nothing worth worrying about. But then small changes begin to appear. Different routines. Different conversations. Different priorities. Think about that carefully. When people notice change, they naturally become curious. Questions begin to appear. Who is this person? Why have they suddenly become important? What role do they play in this story? Do not skip. As the days pass, the mystery grows. The person you care about seems more focused, more thoughtful, perhaps even more inspired than before. Friends notice it. Family members notice it. Everyone starts asking the same question. What changed? Stay until the end because something important is waiting for you. Imagine hearing these words. Sometimes the people we spend time with influence us more than we realize. What a powerful truth. The right people can encourage growth. The right people can inspire confidence. The right people can help us discover strengths we never knew existed. Think about that carefully. Not every new connection is what people assume it to be. Sometimes the truth is very different from the story people create in their minds. Do not skip. As curiosity continues growing, someone finally decides to ask about this mysterious person. The room becomes quiet. Everyone waits for an answer. An answer that could explain everything. But the response is not what anyone expected. Instead of talking about romance. Instead of talking about secrets. Instead of talking about drama. The conversation begins focusing on something completely different. Growth. Purpose. Change. What a surprising realization. Stay until the end because something huge is waiting for you. As more details begin to emerge, everyone starts realizing they may have misunderstood the situation from the beginning. This mysterious person seems to have brought something valuable into their life. A new perspective. A new sense of direction. A new belief in what is possible. Think about that carefully. Sometimes the most important people in our lives are the ones who inspire us to become better than we were yesterday. Do not skip. As the truth slowly begins unfolding, an even bigger revelation starts approaching, one that may completely transform everything people thought they knew about this mysterious new connection. And when that truth is finally revealed, everyone in the room is left speechless. My beloved child, if you are still here, then listen carefully. Do not skip. The story is becoming even more surprising, and what happens next leaves everyone with more questions than answers. As the conversation continues, someone finally asks, "Who is this new person you've been spending so much time with?" The room becomes quiet. Everyone waits for the answer. Think about that carefully. Sometimes a single answer can change the entire direction of a conversation. Do not skip. For a moment, the person you care about smiles. Not a nervous smile. Not a guilty smile. A thoughtful smile. As if they are remembering something important. Then they begin to speak. They talk about conversations that inspired them. Lessons they learned. New perspectives they never considered before. The people listening become confused. Because this is not the answer they expected. Stay until the end because something important is waiting for you. One family member asks another question. What makes this person so special? The room grows silent once again. The answer comes slowly. They helped me see things differently. What a powerful realization. The people who impact us the most are not always the people who give us something. Sometimes they are the people who help us discover something within ourselves. Think about that carefully. Growth often begins with a single conversation. Do not skip. As the discussion continues, more details begin to emerge. This mysterious person encouraged confidence. Encouraged self-improvement. Encouraged bigger goals and bigger dreams. The room becomes more curious than ever. Because every answer creates another question. Who could have such a powerful influence? Why did this connection happen now? What does it mean for the future? Stay until the end because something huge is waiting for you. Then someone says something unexpected. It sounds like this person changed your life. The room becomes completely silent. For a few moments, nobody speaks. Then comes a response nobody expected. Maybe they did. What a surprising truth. Sometimes we do not realize how much someone has influenced us until we begin talking about them. Do not skip. As the evening continues, the mystery only grows deeper. Everyone wants to know more. Everyone wants answers. Everyone wants to understand who this person really is. And as the conversation moves forward, a shocking revelation begins approaching. One that may completely change what everyone thought this new connection was really about. What happens next leaves the entire room speechless. My beloved child, if you have stayed this far, then listen carefully. Do not skip. The mystery is growing deeper, and what is revealed next surprises everyone in the room. As the conversation continues, the curiosity becomes impossible to ignore. Everyone wants to know more. Everyone wants answers. Everyone wants to understand who this mysterious person really is. Think about that carefully. The more people hear about this connection, the more unusual it begins to sound. Do not skip. One family member finally asks. When did you first meet this person? The room becomes quiet. The person you care about pauses for a moment before answering. Then they begin sharing the story. Not a dramatic story. Not an unbelievable story. Just a simple moment that slowly became more meaningful over time. A conversation that stayed in their mind. A lesson they never forgot. Words that continued inspiring them long after they were spoken. What a powerful realization. Sometimes the smallest moments create the biggest changes. Stay until the end because something important is waiting for you. As they continue speaking, something becomes clear. This mysterious person did not change their life overnight. The change happened gradually. One idea at a time. One lesson at a time. One realization at a time. Think about that carefully. Real growth rarely happens all at once. It happens through consistent progress. Do not skip. Then another question is asked. What is the biggest thing this person taught you? The room becomes silent once again. Everyone waits for the answer. Finally, they speak. They taught me to believe in myself. The room freezes. Because nobody expected that answer. What a beautiful truth. Confidence can change everything. Confidence changes decisions. Confidence changes opportunities. Confidence changes the future. Stay until the end because something huge is waiting for you. As the discussion continues, people begin realizing that this mystery may not be what they originally thought. The conversation is no longer focused on who this person is. It is becoming focused on the impact they had. The growth they inspired. The possibilities they helped create. Think about that carefully. The most valuable people in our lives are often the ones who help us become better versions of ourselves. Do not skip. Then someone asks one final question. A question so unexpected that it changes the atmosphere of the entire room. A question that brings everyone closer to the truth. And when the answer finally comes, it leaves everyone completely speechless. Because the revelation approaching is far greater than anyone imagined. My beloved child, if you are still here, then listen carefully. Do not skip. The conversation has reached a turning point, and what happens next changes everything. After hearing all these stories, one family member finally asks the question everyone has been thinking. Do you think this person realizes how much they mean to you? The room becomes completely silent. For a moment, nobody moves. Nobody speaks. Everyone waits for the answer. Think about that carefully. Sometimes the most important questions are also the hardest to answer. Do not skip. The person you care about looks down and smiles. Not because the answer is simple, but because the answer matters. Finally, they speak. I don't think they fully understand. The room grows quiet again. Because those words carry more meaning than anyone expected. Stay until the end because something important is waiting for you. As the conversation continues, they begin talking about the positive impact this mysterious person has had on their life. The confidence they gained. The lessons they learned. The motivation they discovered. The person listening becomes more surprised with every word. Because this is no ordinary connection. This is a connection that inspired change. What a powerful realization. The people who influence us the most are often the ones who help us see our own potential. Think about that carefully. Do not skip. Then someone asks another question. What would your life be like if you had never met them? The room becomes silent once again. The answer comes quickly. Very different. Just 2 words. Yet those 2 words say everything. What a beautiful truth. Sometimes we do not recognize the value of a person until we imagine life without their influence. Stay until the end because something huge is waiting for you. As the discussion moves forward, the mystery begins getting closer to being solved. People are no longer asking who this person is. They are asking why this connection became so meaningful. Why it happened. Why it continues to matter. Think about that carefully. Every meaningful connection leaves a lesson behind. Every meaningful connection creates growth. Every meaningful connection changes something. Do not skip. Then, just as the conversation seems ready to end, one final question is asked. A question so unexpected that it changes the atmosphere of the entire room. A question that brings everyone closer than ever to discovering the truth. And when the answer is finally revealed, it leaves everyone shocked. Because the reality behind this mysterious person is far more powerful than anyone ever imagined. The final revelation is now closer than ever. My beloved child, if you have remained with me until this moment, then listen carefully. Do not skip. The mystery is about to reach its most important moment, and everything that has been said so far is leading to this point. As the conversation continues, someone finally asks the question that changes everything. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about this person? The room becomes completely silent. Everyone waits. Everyone listens. Think about that carefully. Some questions reveal more than people expect. Do not skip. The person you care about pauses for a moment. Then they answer with a single word. Gratitude. The room grows quiet. Because nobody expected that answer. Not admiration. Not excitement. Not anything dramatic. Gratitude. What a powerful realization. The strongest connections are often built on appreciation and respect. Stay until the end because something important is waiting for you. As they continue speaking, they explain why. They are grateful for the encouragement. Grateful for the lessons. Grateful for the perspective they gained. Grateful for the way this person inspired them to keep moving forward. Think about that carefully. The greatest influence a person can have is helping someone become stronger than they were before. Do not skip. The people listening begin to understand. This mysterious connection was never about secrets. It was never about drama. It was never about what everyone assumed. It was about growth. It was about inspiration. It was about discovering new possibilities. What a beautiful truth. Stay until the end because something huge is waiting for you. As the discussion moves toward its conclusion, one family member smiles and says, "It sounds like this person appeared in your life at exactly the right time." The room nods in agreement. Because everyone can finally see the impact. They can see the change. They can see the growth. Think about that carefully. Sometimes the right people arrive not to change our destination, but to help us believe we can reach it. Do not skip. The mystery is almost solved. The truth is almost revealed. And as the evening comes to an end, one final realization begins to emerge. A realization that explains why this connection became so meaningful. A realization that will bring the entire story together. And when that final truth is revealed, everything will make sense in a way that is more hopeful, inspiring, and powerful than anyone expected. My beloved child, the moment has finally arrived. If you have stayed until the very end, then listen carefully, because this is where the entire story comes together. As the conversation finally comes to a close, everyone in the room realizes something important. The mystery was never really about a new person. It was never really about secrets. It was never really about replacing anyone. It was about understanding the impact one person can have on another's life. Think about that carefully. Sometimes our fears create stories that are very different from reality. Do not skip. One family member finally smiles and says, "I think we've all been asking the wrong question." The room becomes quiet. Everyone listens. Then they continue. The real question isn't who this person is. The real question is why their presence created such a positive change. What a powerful realization. Because the answer becomes clear to everyone. This connection inspired growth. It inspired confidence. It inspired hope. Stay until the end, because this is the most important part. The person you care about looks around the room and says something nobody expected. They reminded me that I could become more than I was yesterday. The room falls silent. Not because people are shocked, but because they understand. Everyone understands. What a beautiful truth. The best people in our lives are often the ones who encourage us to grow. The ones who help us believe in ourselves. The ones who inspire us to keep moving forward. Think about that carefully. Do not skip. As the evening ends, there is no tension in the room. No fear. No uncertainty. Only gratitude. Only respect. Only appreciation for the lessons learned along the way. Then come the final words of the night. Words that everyone remembers. Words that bring the entire story together. No matter what happens in the future, I'm grateful this person became part of my journey. The room becomes quiet. A peaceful silence. A hopeful silence. A silence filled with understanding. Stay until the end, because something beautiful is waiting for you. My beloved child, remember this final truth. Not every new connection is meant to take something away from you. Some connections are meant to teach. Some are meant to inspire. Some are meant to help people become stronger, wiser, and better than before. The story ends not with heartbreak. Not with disappointment. Not with loss. But with growth. With respect. With hope. And with the understanding that the people who truly value you never forget the positive impact you have made on their lives. The conversation is over. The mystery is solved. And what remains is something far more valuable than anyone expected. A reminder that genuine connections leave lasting lessons, lasting gratitude, and lasting hope. My beloved child, your story is not ending here. Your best chapter may still be ahead of you. Keep moving forward. Keep believing. Keep growing. Because beautiful things often arrive when the time is right. Amen.